Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. This is a simple original fingerstyle composition that I came up with to illustrate the walking bass technique used when you're doing fingerstyle with the right hand, walking bass with the thumb on the right hand. It's a very simple song in that it's only got two parts to it. Simple in terms of structure, but it is somewhat complicated if you're new to fingerstyle. If you are new to it but you want to try it, that's okay. You can do that. I'm going to break this down. There's a tablature that you can download if you want to do that and follow along. Go to www.activemelody.com and look for the tab there. But anyway, I'm going to follow this lesson up with another one. I haven't created that one yet, but the second part to this is going to be how to play a lead over this. And so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to do a minor pentatonic and a major pentatonic and kind of jump between those two scales and show you some of the nuances and how you can have fun playing a lead over this this little simple ragtime fingerstyle composition. So let's break it down. Well, I'll take it note for note. It'll take about a half hour, and we'll hopefully I'll cover all the bases, and you'll be able to play this at the end of that. All right, so there's a lot to learn here, so I'll try not to belabor some of these points because I don't want to make this video too long. But I want to cover everything. So the first thing that happens is this little intro, which is a banjo roll, which sounds like this. And I love that. I'm a banjo player, so I'm drawn to these little you know, open, twangy, bluegrassy sounding things. And what's happening with the left hand is I'm sliding from the 2nd fret up to the 4th fret with my middle finger. So that part's pretty easy. I should say, let me back up. The first note you play, though, there's a pickup note that actually happens with the right hand, and it's just the open E string, or the 1 string. And I played it with my middle finger. And I'm going to do this roll, and I'm going to use my thumb, pointer, and middle finger with my right hand, and it's going to sound like this. That's the first thing that happens. Now, don't worry about the left hand yet. But with the right hand, it's thumb on the 3rd string, pointer finger on the 2nd string. Notice those two notes are the same. And then my ring finger, I'm sorry, my middle finger on the 1 string. So there's the pickup note. We're going to slide now. Now we're back to the left hand. We're going to slide from the 2nd string, 2nd fret up to the 4th fret. I'm using my middle finger for that slide. Now I'm going to walk down 1 with the left hand. So now I'm on the 3rd fret, 3rd string. And I'm just going to play strings 3 and 2. Sounds wrong when you hear it out of context, but that's right. Sounds wrong, but that's right. I'm using my thumb and my pointer finger for that. We're going to walk down 1 more. Play strings 3 and 2. So here's where we are so far. Then I'm going to play this little thing, which is it's a little hammer-on. So I'm playing an open 3rd string with my thumb, but I'm going to hammer on to the 1st fret 3rd string with my pointer finger on my left hand. Now after that, I'm going to play this open D string with my pointer finger on my right hand. And the D string is the 4th string, so the 4th string. Then I'm going to make a B7th chord and and play that. Now the way that you make a B7th is I'm going to use my middle finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string. I'm going to use my pointer finger on the 1st fret, 4th string, and I'm going to use my ring finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. And I'm going to only play the middle 4 strings. So I'm not going to play string 6 and I'm not going to play string 1. But I am going to play the middle 4. Actually, to be honest, I mean, you can play the middle 4 when you're playing a B7th, but in this, I think I'm actually only playing strings 5, 4, and 3. Because what I do is I hit the bass, the 5th string, with my thumb, and then I take my fingers, my pointer finger and middle finger, and I pluck string 3 and 4 at the same time. So, like that. Let me rewind, put it all in context. This is the intro. Okay, now, the next thing that happens is this little verse thing. Now, the first chord in that is an E chord. This song is in the key of E, by the way. And so the first thing that happens that you play is this. Okay, I'm not going to show you the right hand yet. I want you to know how to play an E chord. I'm going to assume that you don't. For those of you who do, just bear with me. 2nd fret, we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to push down there, 2nd fret, 5th string. Then we're going to take our ring finger and push down on the 2nd fret, 4th string. And then we're going to take our pointer finger and push down on the 1st fret, 3rd string. And you can play all 6 strings. That's an E chord. And this is E chord played the first position. Now, the first thing that happens is, not quite so aggressively, but it's this. And what I'm doing is I'm hammering on, so notice my pointer finger. So there's the E shape. Now I'm going to hammer on to that third string. Notice with the right hand, I'm going to use my pointer finger and I'm going to pluck string 3. That's the first thing I want you to do, is to be able to make that sound. Keeping the rest of the E chord in place. So you still got your other fingers, still making that E chord. Now, at the same time, as soon as that finger goes down to hammer on, right at that moment, you're going to play the low 6th string with your thumb. And it happens at the same time, and it sounds like this. So as soon as, it's basically this, if you can see that in the camera there, as soon as this goes down, the thumb happens at the same time. Okay? Practice that. It's just sort of like a pat in your head, rubbing your stomach kind of thing. If it's weird at first, it's just a muscle memory thing. You can do it. All right? Now, the next thing that I play is that. Again, I'm holding the E chord. I'm going to take my middle finger and my thumb, and I'm going to play, middle finger plays string 2, thumb plays string 4, and those, I pluck them at the same time like this. My guitar is a little out of tune. I apologize for that. But we put them all together, it sounds like this. And you can see what the thumb is actually doing. If I strip out if I play just the bass part, just the thumb part, it sounds like this. Meanwhile, the other fingers, so if you think of your band, your right hand is your band, so you got your bass player, which is your thumb, and then you got your your rhythm and lead guys are these two guys, and they're kind of intertwined, but that's what's happening there with that E part. Now the next thing that you're going to play is a C sharp 7th chord, and it's going to sound like this. And to make that chord, it's actually the same shape as that B7th, but it's just slid up 2 frets. But we're going to play it with different fingers. So to make that chord, we're going to take our ring finger and push down on the 4th fret, 5th string. Then we're going to take our middle finger and push down on the 3rd fret, 4th string. So we got those two. We got our pinky hanging out over here. Pinky's going to go down on the 4th fret, 3rd string. So you can see right now that's that B7th shape, basically, slid up 2 frets. And now we've got our pointer finger, which I'm going to push down on the 2nd fret, 2nd string. And I'm going to play those middle 4 strings. That's a C sharp 7th chord. And that's a great chord. You can use that chord all over. You can end a song that way. If the song ends in the, if you're playing something in C, for example, you could end it. I slid it down 1 to make a C sharp 7th. But anyway, to make a C 7th. That's a C sharp 7th though. And that's what I meant by the B7th. If you slid it down 2 frets, 1, 2, well, your pointer finger is going to come off because the nut has replaced it there, but it's fretting that note for you. So that's the B7th. Slide everything up 2. It's the C sharp 7th. All right. Now that we've got the shape down, here's what we're going to do with the right hand. Now the first thing that happens is we're going to use our thumb and our middle finger. And the thumb is going to pluck string 5, and the middle finger is going to pluck string 2. We're going to pluck them at the same time. So just try getting that down. And as soon as you do that, you're going to take your pointer finger and play string 3. Then you're going to take your thumb again, and this time you're going to play string 4. So all together slowly, it sounds like this. Alright, now if you hear it in context, you can start to hear where it's going. Now, after that, I play a F sharp 7th chord, and I do another hammer on, just like we did with the E. So, same kind of principle. Remember the E when we hammered on that one on. Now, to make the F sharp 7th chord, what we're going to do is we're going to bar the 2nd fret with our pointer finger, bar all 6 strings. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to play the 3rd fret, 3rd string with my middle finger. I'm going to play that note, or push that string down. Then I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to play the 5th fret, 5th string. And I'm not going to use my pinky on that. And that's an F sharp 7th chord. Now here's the easy way to make that chord if you're struggling with this. If you're used to just making a major bar chord, you think of like a major G bar chord, or in this case a major F sharp 7th chord. Make that chord, just remove your pinky. And that gives you that kind of 7th. It's a subtle change. Hear that note? That's the major. There's the 7th. So it gives you just a little bit more of a blues thing. Now, knowing now how to make that chord, we're going to keep the bar in place, but we're going to hammer on with our middle finger this time. Same principle. So I'm going to use my pointer finger and I'm going to pluck string 3. And then as this bar goes down, as this middle finger hammers on that note, at the same time I'm going to play the low 6th string. Just like we did when we started the song, or when we started the verse. Now I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to come up here and play string 2. And after, okay, so middle finger played string 2. Then, now that I'm going to leave that finger down and complete the bar. I've obviously completed the chord. Now I'm going to play strings 4 and 3, and I'm going to pinch them with my middle finger. That's not my middle finger. I'm going to pinch them with my thumb and my pointer finger. All these fingers are messing me up today. And I'm going to play string 4 and 3 at the same time, like this. So here's what that part sounds like. Let me just do it over and over again. Let me do it slower. You can see what's happening there. The thumb is playing a walking bass melody. It's bouncing between strings. And in fact, if we played everything with just the bass part, you'll really hear that. Here's what it would sound like with just the bass. Just like you had a bass player with you. And you do, it's your thumb. So that's what that sounds like. Now the next chord is a B7th chord, which we already learned. So I'm not going to show you how to refret it. That was what we learned in the intro, remember? But what you do with the right hand is we're going to play strings 5 and 2 at the same time. You're going to pluck those using your thumb and middle finger, like that. And then I'm going to take my pointer finger and play string 3. Then I'm going to take my thumb again and play string 4. So it's like this. These two at the same time. 3, 4. And what you want to do is, in the beginning, just get it slow. And you can see everything's ringing out. You're not muting any strings. But then as you get better, notice what happened there. Here's how I was doing it. See how everything's ringing out? Listen to the difference. See what's happening is with my right hand, I'm actually, it's happening intuitively to me, but or instinctively or whatever, but I'm muting those strings so that they don't ring out. I'm just sort of slightly touching them just to... It's a combination of that with the right hand and also with the left hand sort of releasing the tension. So it's... And you'll get better with that. Just practice it in the beginning. Don't try and get the speed or anything. Just try and get it to sound the way you want it to sound. And there's actually a time and place where you'd want it to ring out. So there's no right answer here, but anyway, so that's the verse. What we have the E chord, the C sharp 7th, the F sharp 7th, and then the B 7th. And then at the end of that run, I play this little thing, and then I do a walk up. And so that part is actually really easy. All I'm doing with the right hand is I'm playing the pointer finger and my ring finger at the same time. So I'm playing strings 3 and 1. And with the right hand, I'm doing kind of like we did in the intro. I'm going to slide up to fret 4, string 3. Notice I'm plucking both strings 3 and 1 at the same time. I'm going to slide the left hand down 1, slide the left hand down 1 more, and the left hand down 1 more. That's it. But the timing of it goes. Or you could go. You know, it just depends on how you're feeling that day, I guess. And then I come down and I go. And for that, it's really a bounce between string 4 and string 6. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to play string 4 with your pointer finger and string 6 with your thumb. And to practice this, just to get the timing and the feel for it down, don't even bother with the left hand. Just try and get Just try and get where you can bounce between those two strings. And in the beginning, do it slowly. You know, something like that. And then what you're going to do... Sorry, hit the wrong note. Notice what I'm doing there is I'm just fretting. I'm starting with the open 6th string, then I'm fretting the 2nd fret, then I'm fretting the 4th fret, and playing the D string or the 4th string in between those. Slowly it's... And then we land on the open 5th string, which is the A string. Now we're going to be in the A part, and this is the chorus, I guess, or the bridge, I'm not really sure, but this is the next part of the song. And so once we land on the A, we're going to play the A part. Now here's what happens. Now I'm fretting an A here in the 2nd fret, and what I'm doing is I'm putting my pointer finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, my middle finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and my ring finger on the 2nd fret 2nd string, and just playing strings 5 through 1. That's an A chord, and that's how I make my A's. I know some people bar them. Sometimes I bar it, depends. But if I want it to ring out, that's how I do it. Okay, so once we come to the A, or to that open 5th string, as soon as you hit that, the open 5th string, you're going to make that A chord, A shape here, and then I'm going to come up here, so that's with the thumb, then I'm going to come up here to the 2nd string with my middle finger and play that. So now I'm going to pinch strings 4 and 3 with my pointer finger and my thumb like this. Just like that. So now after that, then I'm going to play. There's the A. Now we're going to play this chord. Now what I'm doing, I'm keeping the my ring finger down. That doesn't move. I'll go ahead and take my middle finger and my pointer finger off the fretboard because I'm going to put them in different places. I'm going to put my middle finger down on the 2nd fret 4th string, like that. And I'm going to take my pointer finger and put it down on the 1st fret 5th string. And then you have that chord. And so that's what we just learned with the A. Now when we make this new chord, I'm going to pluck at the same time. I'm going to pluck strings 5 and 2 with my thumb and my middle finger. And then I'm going to come down and play 3 with my pointer finger and 4 with my thumb. So it's 5 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2, 3, 4. So okay, so it's that's the timing of it. Okay, and then after that I play this little E part, and it's actually like an E7, so it goes. And what I'm doing for the E, it's a lot like the intro. I'm not gonna show you how to play an E again, but I'm gonna play. We've already learned that. That's where you hammer on. Remember, hammer on to that 1st fret 3rd string, playing the bass note at the same time. This time I'm going to take my ring finger and come up here and grab the 1st string. Okay. So after I grab the first string, I'm going to go ahead and pinch strings 4 and 3 again with my pointer finger and middle finger, just like that. And then I'm going to take my pinky and make this E into an E 7th chord by pushing my pinky down on the second fret, second string, 3rd fret. That, and by putting your pinky down there, you get that nice 7th sound. So notice I'm doing the hammer on, 1st string, pinching strings 3 and 4, and then I'm going to hit that note by itself, that 2nd string, but fretting it with the pinky there on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So here's what that E part sounds like. Notice the bass part. Let me play it slowly. Notice this going like this. It's bouncing between string 6 and 4, 6 and 4. Alright, so now we have, there's the E7th. And the second time through, instead of just playing the E again, I thought I would do something that makes it a little more interesting. So I played this little run that goes and takes you back to the A. And it's not the coolest lick I've come up with, but I thought it kind of worked. And what I'm doing to make that is I'm sliding here. Again, we've done this several times, just like in the intro. Middle finger sliding from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the 3rd string. Playing that with my thumb. Again, just like in the intro, now I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to play thumb on string 3, pointer finger on string 2, middle finger on string 1. So we're going to play, that's what you're going to use to do this little run. Now I'm going to, when I slide up here, I'm going to take my pointer finger and push down on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And then I'm going to leave the high E string, or the 1st string, open. So it sounds like this. So that's kind of those first 3 notes. Now after that high E string rings out, then I'm going to go ahead and hammer on to match that note on the 2nd string. And all I'm doing there is I'm leaving my pointer finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and I'm going to hammer on to the 5th fret, 2nd string. Like that. Then I'm going to come back to that 3rd fret, 2nd string. So it's like, slowly it's like this. Then I'm going to take my middle finger, push it back down on the 4th fret, 3rd string. I'm going to slide back down to the 2nd. So it's almost like we're going forward and then we're reversing our steps again to get back to where we started. So I'm going to slide back down to the 2nd fret, 3rd string. So it sounds. Now I'm going to let go and play the open 3rd string. Then I'm going to fret the 2nd string, or 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then I'm going to go ahead and play the open 4th string. So it's. And then I can get right back to that A. So after that open, it's a D note, or open 4th string, then I come right back to that open 5th string and play the A again and repeat that. So it's. Let me do it again. It's just, it's not, it's the timing is a little weird on that, but Let me play that slowly, that run. So you can see how you go right back into it. Alright, so that's pretty much the A part that repeats. Now the second time, after we do the run, I play the E again, and then I come back to that C sharp 7th, and I play it exactly like I did the first time through. And then I come back to the F sharp 7th. Now the difference is this time I'm going to be playing on the first string, so that high, and I'm going to be using my ring finger for that. So I'm going to hammer on. So there's the C sharp 7th chord. Then I'm going to hammer on. Now notice there again, I'm using my ring finger playing the first string. As soon as I play that, I'm going to pinch strings 3 and 4 again with my pointer finger and pointer finger and thumb. Then I'm going to take my pinky and I'm going to come up here to the 4th fret, first string, to play that note. So it sounds like this. I'll play it slowly. There's the hammer on. There it is. Let's do it slower. So it's the same chord, I'm just using some different notes. I'm using those two notes that are a little different. Okay, so you got that? That's, again, it's just that F sharp minor chord. And then I come back to the B 7th chord and I play a different twist on that. So this time I'm going to play the B 7th chord, just like we learned it in the intro. Difference is I'm going to use my pinky here on the 2nd fret, 1st string. And when I start that, I'm going to play. So I'm going to play the 5th string and the 1st string at the same time. 2nd string, I'm going to pinch strings 3 and 4. Do a lot of that. Just like that. Then I'm going to slide my pinky up 1 fret to the 3rd fret, 1st string. So it's. And here it is slowly. As soon as I slide it up, by the way, notice I'm keeping the bass part going. So it's like. There's the bass without anything else. It doesn't move, it just keeps going between those two strings. Okay, so that's really pretty much the song. The only difference is, so then I go back into the verse again, and then to end it I just go. And for that, I'm just sliding. I'm going to slide again, middle finger up. It slides from the 2nd fret up to the 4th fret. I do that a lot in this. 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the 3rd string. But this time I'm going to take my ring finger, and it's going to be doing the exact same thing, following it on the 1st string. So those two are down at the same time. So it's really the 1st string and the 3rd string on the 4th fret. And I pluck them both at the same time. And when I'm plucking them, I'm using my thumb and my ring finger for that. I'm sorry, thumb and my middle finger. And I'm just going to play. And by the way, the left hand just walks down each time. It goes just like that. The last time, it's different. The last time I'm just going to use I'm going to fret the 1st fret, 3rd string. But I'm still going to play, still going to pull or pluck strings 3 and 1. Really, it's just an E chord. You're just plucking those top 2 notes out of it. and then I mute everything, so it's, and then I play the E 7th chord. And remember, the E 7th chord, it's the E chord, but you put your pinky down on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So, alright, well that wraps up the fingerstyle blues ragtime composition. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too bad, and if I did, I guess you'll just have to watch it again. Just as another reminder, if you want to stay in touch, you can always subscribe to this channel. That's the easiest way to do it, I guess, since you're here. You can also go to facebook.com/activemelody and like me there. I always announce when I have new lessons. Or you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/activemelody. Thanks. Bye.